Tuck and Noodle, monster agents. There was once a boy named Tuck McLean who wasn't scared of anything. Well, Tuck didn't like heights much, and he was pretty horrified when Mom served broccoli at dinner time. But besides that, nothing really scared him. What about gigantic spider aliens shooting radioactive webs? You must be scared of zombie math teachers who shoot laser beams from their eyes and set homeworks on Fridays. It was official. Tuck McLean wasn't scareable. Nothing could frighten him, not even monsters. In fact, if Tuck was honest, he sort of felt sorry for the monsters. After all, it's hard to make new friends when you're always frightening them off. That's why Tuck McLean started the Monster and Other Scary Creatures Agency. He wanted to help monsters find something else to be other than just scary. Of course, that was easier said than done. It all started one night when the monster under Tuck's bed was trying to scare him. This went on for at least 30 minutes, and Tuck could hardly concentrate on his book. Finally, Tuck decided it was time for a little chat. The monster's name was Noodle. He wasn't particularly scary, but he tried. He really did. "I have to be scary," Noodle explained. "It's in the monster rulebook." Sometimes Noodle wished that it wasn't. When Noodle explained that other monsters felt this way, Tuck knew that someone had to help. But who? Then Tuck had the best idea in the history of everything. "Why shouldn't that someone be me?" Tuck said. "Wait," said Noodle. "I want to help too." And then Tuck had the second best idea in the history of everything. "Why don't you become my new monster deputy?" Now all they needed were some customers. Getting the word out was easy enough, and it wasn't long before they had their first customer. "Take a seat," offered Tuck. "Tea?" Tuck and Noodle listened carefully to Bigfoot's problems. Scaring hikers in the woods wasn't winning him any fans. "But what else am I qualified for?" complained Bigfoot. "It's time to try your hand or foot at a new trade," said Tuck, "and I have the perfect job for you." Tuck arranged the first interview for early in the morning. "What about becoming a shoe salesman?" suggested Tuck. "But just because you have big feet doesn't mean you're an expert at shoes." In fact, it doesn't even mean you wear shoes at all. They soon discovered that the shoe shop was much too small and Bigfoot's feet were much too big. So Tuck and Noodle thought some more, and by the next morning they had an idea. "We have the perfect job for you," said Tuck. "What about becoming a ballroom dancer?" suggested Noodle. "But just because you have big feet doesn't mean you can skip and twirl on them." It turned out that Bigfoot had really two big left feet. They soon discovered that his feet were much too big and his dance partners were much too small. Luckily, Tuck had another idea. "What about becoming a football player?" he said. "But just because you've got big feet doesn't mean you should go kicking them around." They soon discovered that Bigfoot's feet were much too big and the ball was much too small. None of Tuck's ideas had worked, and Bigfoot was looking like he might want his money back. Would the monster agency lose its first customer? Tuck asked Bigfoot for one more chance. Tuck and Noodle got ready for a long night of brainstorming. It took all night and lot of cups of cocoa. Tuck and Noodle thought and thought. By the morning, they had it. There is one job where big feet are very, very helpful. A grape crusher. Bigfoot had never been so popular, and neither had the monster agency. A job well done, thought Tuck. Of course, not everyone liked the monster agency. Mr. Spook, the creator of scary movies, Halloween, and all things creepy, was not happy that the monster wanted to find other jobs. "This will be the end of me," snarled Mr. Spook. Mr. Spook thought that if he could scare Tuck, he could scare the monster agency out of business. So he went looking for the biggest, scariest, and freakiest monster of them all. "Horrific and terrific," rejoiced Mr. Spook. Mr. Spook sent his monster into the monster agency and waited and waited and waited. There should be a lot more screaming by now, thought Mr. Spook. So he went to investigate. What he found was truly scary. Tuck and Noodle had found the biggest, scariest, and freakiest monster a new job at the fun fair. "Don't worry, Mr. Spook," said Tuck. "I'm sure we can find you a new job too." Yes, Tuck and Noodle's monster agency was a big success. "I wonder what our next adventure will be," said Tuck. But before he could find out, Tuck, get home for dinner now, or else, yelled Mom. There was once a boy named Tuck McLean who wasn't scared of anything except for when his mom got angry or cooked broccoli.